How many languages do I study in a single moment? This is a question that I got in my story, and rather than answering in the story and never having this being seen again, I wanted to make a whole video on it. So I can't link to the comment, but I'm going to share a screenshot here and answer. So if you don't already know, I am currently at 9 languages, and I'm planning to start 2 more in a bit and document the entire process because I want to show in real time the strategies that I teach my students and clients, especially for people who are trying to learn multiple languages at the same time, especially for people who are trying to learn multiple beginner languages at the same time. Now, my philosophy is that I have about 2 to 3 focus languages and the others lean more towards maintenance for that period. Now, context. I plan in quarters. Every quarter, I set my goals and my expectations. I focus on what habits. I do all the different pieces. There's a whole process that I have for this. But essentially, I get more clarity. I reflect on the process of what worked and what didn't work. And then I choose what are the 3 languages that are going to get most of my time and attention. Because I know personally for me, more than 3 means that I'm not giving anything attention. And less than 3 means that I'm going to get bored fast because I love the variety. One of the reasons why I love studying multiple languages at the same time, whether it's learning them for the first time, maintaining the skills, is because of the variety that I rely on. So I choose 3 languages. These are the focus. And then the other ones are maintenance, which means I can look at those once a week, if not a little bit more. But that they're not the focus. They're not the requirement. But the ones that are the ones that I'm studying 3, 4, maximum 5 times a week, because I don't do more than 5 times a week. I give myself some days off, 2 days, weekends. So for example, I'm actually prepping my quarter. I'm doing it a little bit early because I'm very eager to start the 2 languages that I'm planning to learn. So let me just break down here what it can kind of look like. So here are the list of all the languages that I am learning / maintaining. And then here are the languages that I am planning to start learning soon, like in the next week or so. So essentially, these 2 languages are going to be the new languages that get most of my attention. And I haven't decided yet, but I'm probably going to choose this one as my 3rd. These are going to be my focus. Now, what this means is most of the activities that I'm doing are on these languages or within these languages, whether it's the textbook work, the app work that I'm doing, the practice, the writing, whatever it is, these are the 3 languages that have to get done. And one of the ways that I like to maintain the languages that don't get much of my attention is laddering languages. I've shared this strategy before. If you have not heard of me talk about it before, I'm going to share the video. So my ladders now look like this with these 2 languages included. Now it's English to Spanish, Spanish to French, French to Russian, and I'm going to use Russian to help me with probably German. And then I'm actually going to make a little bit of a dip or, extension because I think I want to use French to help me with Italian. And again, this is why the strategy of laddering, you get to make up the rules of how you connect these languages. And then for context, on the other side, I have English to Japanese, Japanese to Korean, Korean to Mandarin Chinese, and that's what it looks like so far. Now, what this means is I'm going to start researching how to learn German in Russian. I'm looking for Russian websites. I'm looking for Russian podcasts. I'm looking for Russian YouTube videos. I'm changing the language in apps that allow me to do so. And I am learning German in Russian, much as I can. And similarly for Italian, I am looking up all the resources that I can in French that are teaching Italian. So I'm looking up how to learn Italian in French. Again, same process. And so one of the things that I personally do with my students and clients is I walk them through the same process. What are your focus languages? And then what are the ones that you're maintaining? It doesn't mean that you can't continue to make progress in them. What it does mean is that if you don't get to them, you have to be okay with that because your focus languages are the ones that you are paying more attention to. And so some days you might, just do 10 minutes on an app like Memrise or Duolingo or Lingodeer on those maintenance languages. And then some days you might not get to that at all. Some days the way that you get to those languages is through the laddering because you've changed the language of your phone. You've changed the language of a video game you play. You've added in subtitles in one of those languages that's not your focus language. This is why laddering is so valuable at any stage of your journey. And so while I don't have my plans fully fleshed out yet because I'm easing into it, and technically it's not the end of the first quarter, so I'm not putting pressure on myself to start my plans yet. If you want to see my full in-depth plan for my own language studies for Q2, quarter 2, let me know in the comments and I will share that because I'm all about being super helpful and making sure that people have strategies that they can use in their own language study. And thank you to the comment.